Welcome back, everyone. I've got another video this time, and this is the most interesting video personally, because this video is about the Canadian citizenship. I'm very close to get my citizenship. I'm still waiting for my oath ceremony, but it was again a lengthy process. Considering what's happening in the immigration department these days in Canada, it's really hard to gather documents again, but it's the same information that we put on our co-ops, on our work permits, on our PR application. It's the same information we need in the Canadian citizenship application. It's just a little bit painful to just put down all the 5 years history, records of stay, residence. So I've compiled all that information because I've gone through the process, so it's easy for someone who's applying for the Canadian citizenship. We will walk through step-by-step process, and we'll see how actually painful it is. So watch this video until the end if you are one of the applicant applying for Canadian citizenship, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Let's get started. So what we're gonna do right now is let's go on my computer screen and see what are the documents and what are the steps. Now the first step is the eligibility criteria, which is very important because you want to make sure that you are eligible to apply for Canadian citizenship. You don't want to be in a situation where you apply and then get rejected. You paid $600 and then it's all in waste. This has happened with few people that I know, at least 2 of them. Okay, so let's go on the eligibility criteria. I'm gonna go to the page of Canada Immigration right away. So this is a page right here. And so the link is right there in my video in the comment section, and then you guys can actually go there and see, and that will take you straight to the website. Okay, so what is the eligibility criteria? Now, the first very important thing is, in order to become a Canadian citizen, you need to make sure that you have minimum time spent in Canada, regardless of what your status was in Canada, a student, a temporary worker, foreign worker, whatever you call it, and a PR status as well. So the first thing that anyone would do is to check your physical presence in Canada. There's actually a calculator, which again, I will put a link on my video so you guys can actually see how to check your physical presence. So this is a website for physical presence calculation. So this says not everyone can apply online at this time. Check if you're eligible to apply online. So let's say I'm eligible to apply online. I will go online, and then you create an online account. Now I don't think I'll be able to log in here because I already created an account, and at the same time my application is submitted, so I won't be able to go. But I do have application package, like a PDF file. We will go through later in the video, and we'll show you what all information that I submitted on the application. But at this time, I would like you guys to go and see the physical presence calculator. So let's say, oh, the internet is too fast today. Okay, so let's say it's physical presence calculator. I'm actually gonna go down and start calculation. I'll put this link on my description so you guys can go directly on that website to check your physical presence. There is a minimum days that you have to spend in Canada, which is 1,095 days. Now it says enter the date you signed the applications. Let's say if you guys are filling in today, so I will put today's date. Enter the date that you became permanent resident of Canada. So let's say I became Canadian, not yet. I became permanent resident of Canada in August 2023, 1st of August. And then you calculate. So it says here, did you ever had a Canadian temporary resident status as a visitor, international student, temporary worker, temporary resident permit holder, and what a protected person between 21st of August 21st of January 2020 and 31st of July 2023. Why 31st of July is because I became permanent resident, for example, on 1st of August. That's the date that we chose. And they want to see in last 5 years. And that's why today is 21st of January 2025, and it's mentioned at 21st of January 2020. So within 5 years. So you would say, yes, well, for me, I was a student and I was also a temporary foreign worker. So I won't go through the entire process because there's lots of information required, but at the later stage, I will actually show you the application package where you can see what all information that I've inputted in my application. Now it says what status you were in Canada. So select the status. Let's say I was an international student from this date to this date, and then you will put another entry. It won't let me, but you guys will put all the status here from what date to what date, and then hit calculate, and it will show you exactly how many days you have spent in Canada in order to become a Canadian citizen. Again, you would need minimum 1,095 days. Now, the days that you spend in Canada, on whatever status you have spent your time in Canada, let's say if you were a student or temporary worker, 2 days will be considered as 1 day. So you get credits. So if you have spent 1,000 days in Canada on temporary worker status, then your 500 days will be considered, not 1,000. But as a permanent resident, 1,000 days are considered as 1,000 days. So this step is really very important, and I would like to suggest to everyone, whoever is applying for Canadian citizenship, to go through the physical presence calculator and see if you have spent 1,095 days. So let's go back to eligibility page again and see what other documents are required in order to apply for citizenship. So permanent resident status, it says regardless of your age, if you're applying for citizenship, you must have a PR status in Canada. This means you must not be under review for immigration or fraud reasons, be asked by Canadian officials to leave Canada, have fulfilled conditions related to your PR status. For example, medical screening, and one more, biometrics, because I know a few people who were asked to take biometrics again for Canadian citizenship. They were from different country. I'm not sure what were their criteria when they landed in Canada, on what status, were their biometrics were given or not. So they were asked to do it again. You don't actually need a valid PR status here. It says even if your PR status expired, you're good to still apply. Time you lived in Canada, which we already spoke, physical presence. You guys need to make sure that you may need to file taxes in Canada for at least 3 years out of 5 years before you apply for your Canadian citizenship. Language skills, very important these days in immigration department with regards to whatever immigrants are doing in Canada. Study, work, language skills are very important. What documents are required, we will go through later once we discuss the document section. But it's very basic that they expect level 4 in CLB for English, or in French. CLB is Canadian Language Benchmark, which can be IELTS or CELPIP. We measure your language skills by reviewing the language proof that we will send through the applications. Noting how well you speak when talking to a citizenship official anytime during the application process. Accessing your language level during citizenship test with our officials if necessary. Now let's check the language proof that they accept. For me, it was really easy because I was a student here. I applied my transcripts, which worked, and it says here if we have attended any secondary or post-secondary programs in English or French. Step 1. Now it says if you are between 18 and 54 years of age, you must submit proof that you can speak and listen to Canadian language benchmark level 4 or higher in English and French. To do this, you must send at least one of the document as a proof with your citizenship application, and then they will review the language proof that we sent them. We won't process your applications and will return the entire application to you if your proof can't be read, isn't included with the application, is in a language other than English and French. If it's in other language, that needs to be certified through a translator. I think that's a link right here. So these links would be there if you guys want to go in detail what is information, can actually click on the link and go through the information. Now, if you have attended a school or college or university in Canada like me, diploma, transcripts or certificates are enough. That's what I did for my case. Now, let's say if someone who has not studied in Canada, what documents are required? Did you submit language test result when you applied for permanent residence? 100% yes. Which language were you tested on? English. Which test did you take? Let's say IELTS General. When were you tested? On or before 27th of November 2008? Well, there's lots of time in here. So if you have appeared after 2008, which most of you would, to apply for Canadian citizenship, your results needs to be, you just need 4.5 in listening and 4 in speaking. That's awesome. I never knew this, but I'm seeing it now because I had certificates, so I never went through this process. So yeah, it's a basic language test skills required, which is doable. So we went through this. You need to appear for a citizenship test. Once they will actually go through your application, you will get a link for the citizenship test, and how that link, the PDF file looks like, the invitation looks like. I can actually show you how it looks like. So the citizenship test, once people apply for it, once you apply for the Canadian citizenship application, that's how the application, the acknowledgement looks like. So date, then UCI application for Canadian citizenship, my name, and everything else. It also gives you a link to download the study guide for the test. Now, there's one thing needs to be noted here. In case if you do not receive an acknowledgement, so once you apply for the Canadian citizenship application, you do not get the acknowledgement right away. It takes few days. I received it in 1 week, and that's how the application acknowledgement looks like. So, and then there's a citizenship test, which we spoke about, the invitation that I received. So let's go back here. I've got so many links open here. Okay, so then pass the citizenship test, and the last one is the oath ceremony, which happens either in person or virtual. They select randomly who is supposed to attend in person or virtual. In person is an experience. Paula, she attended in person, and it was a different feeling because you get to meet the officials and you take photos, and there's so many other people. It's a very emotional scenario there, and people were happy, and it's a milestone for everyone. So in person is a different experience. So we spoke about the documents that are required for the application. Now, so I'm going to put a link here in the video to where is the actual link for the application, where you guys can actually click and fill up your application, create an account and fill up an application. Now, how does the application look like? Let's go through that. That's very important. So it's actually time-consuming application. You guys have to go through all that information that you have put during your permanent resident application, work permit application. We'll go through quickly on the document and see what is it about. So I have a copy here for my application which says copy of citizenship application. It was in English. Do you have special needs? No. That's my UCI number, last name and first name. Have you changed your name? No. Have you ever used other name? No. Gender. Change gender? No. My height, physical identity, my date of birth, and bunch of regular screening questions, your marital status, where you come from, city, country, how can we contact you, your contact address, your home address, your phone number, what kind of phone is that, are you filling it by yourself or someone else you are authorizing? So yes, I'm filling it by myself. Then identification, digital photo, very important. It has to be a very latest photo of yourself because it has a certain criteria. I would suggest going through a professional photographer to take your photo. I went to Staples. They know all the criteria for the passport or for citizenship. So I went to Staples. That Staples is in, of course, Canada. That's the address. When the photo was taken on 21st of October 10, yes, it's October 2024. And then copy of the PR card, of course, one of the document that is required as an identification, driver's license for the address proof. Have you filled in residence? No, this is about residence and tax. So let's go down and see where have I lived and where am I living right now. So this is my current address. They want the address of last 5 years. So you guys need to put all the addresses of last 5 years. And then I moved so much, so that's why I have so many places. Do you have a social insurance number? Yes, that's my number. Have you filed taxes in the last 5 years? Yes, for 2023, 2022, 21, 2019, all the 5 years. So this is about the immigration status. Have you lived anywhere outside Canada? Yes, I have. So that's Sri Lanka as a worker, UAE as a worker, Kuwait as a worker, and I lived in India. End date not applicable because I'm a citizen. And then your travel document. You have a travel document? Yes, I have a passport. That's the expiry. That's the issued. Where was it issued? Copy of the passport. Bio page, that's the first page only, so that's right here. So I had two passports. Both the passport needs to be updated, the one which is expired and the current passport. Now, work, school activities. Enter details of your employment and education history in the past 5 years, and that's why I said it's pain. Every time in Canada you're applying for work permit, PR, you guys have to fill in this information all the time. And the good thing is that I always had documents since the beginning, so I just copy paste every time this information is required. The best thing is that I'm doing this for the last time and I don't have to do it anymore. So occupation, where have you worked? What is your current occupation? From what date to what year? What was the address and everything, which is right here. Now prohibitions, have you been prohibited under the Citizenship Act? No, everything. Language proof. Do you have a proof of language, English or French? Yes. Post-secondary education. I have included my Seneca College certificate here. Physical presence calculator. This is what I was talking about. So they have put a copy here with my application as well. I was an international student as of 406 days. So they have multiplied that with 0.5. I only get half a credit here. Same for temporary foreign worker. Was I on vacation during this time? Yes, for 16 days. So they have deducted those credits, -8. So where was I? I was in Colombia. I was in US for a few days. So I got 365 credits only. Now, as a permanent resident, what was your situation? So I spent 789 days. I got all credits, 789. Were you outside Canada during your PR status? Yes, I went twice to India. And then these are the deductions, 732 in total. So 732 plus whatever, $300 days, not dollars. Physical presence is 1,097. What is the minimum criteria? 1,095. So I have stayed 2 more days. I would suggest everyone to, not be right on dot, like waiting for 1,095 days and then apply. I would say stay for a little bit more days, maybe 10, 15, 20 days. Sometimes there's a miscalculation and then your application will get refused. I was very careful. My application is not refused yet. Hopefully not. and because I've already given the test, so I believe everything is correct on my application. So wait for a few more days, maybe 2-3 weeks, and then apply. Then it tells us what was the status, what dates, international student, and then, okay, vacation. So where did I go? I went to India, Japan, India, Netherlands, Belgium, US, Colombia. I did travel a bit. Congratulatory letter from a member of parliament. I authorize. Yes, National Register of Electors. Yes, I want to vote. Optional documents. You also have to attach the fee once you pay the fee. The receipt for the fee, which was attached, sign, boom, done. So this was very time consuming. Now, what happens once you fill in the application? Once you fill in the application and it is submitted, I would say, let me actually show you the timeline, what happened with my application here. So here is a tracker. So what happens is once you fill in the application, you guys have seen how does it look like, the application package or the receipt that you receive once you fill in the application form and submit it. After you receive the receipt, you will also get a link on your email for creating a tracker account to track your application, what's happening. So once you get that, create an account, and then you will get into your application something like this. So it's right on my screen. It says your citizenship application status, updated on 15th of January. It says in progress here. If I go down here, language skills, they are still checking. Physical presence, they are checking. Citizenship test is completed. Background is completed. Prohibitions, they are checking. Citizen ceremony is the last one, which is not happened yet. So that's my application history. So on 4th of November, my application was accepted. It's not the day when I submitted my application. My application was in October, somewhere in the last week. On 24th of December, activity actually started for background verification. On 30th of December, I received a citizenship test. And then I appeared for my citizenship test on 6th. And then I passed my test the same day. And then on 13th, they updated that my citizenship test is, received and has been completed. Now I'm just waiting for further processing. Now, Paula received oath ceremony 2 weeks after 2 weeks after this particular status updation. So the day she completed her test, right after 2 weeks, she received the oath ceremony. So that's what I'm waiting for. I will still send all the links on the video with the description. And also, I'm not sure if yes, I also wanted to show you how the invitation looked like for the test. I'm sorry I cannot go through the entire document because of the privacy concern. So that's how it looks like. Invitation to complete an online citizenship knowledge test. Test starts 6th, ends 4th. So you get at least a month to appear for the test. And then in the same document, you guys have a link where you can click and appear for the test. Most important, now how to prepare. I will also update the link to download a book which will help you prepare for the test. It's 65 page book. I would say just genuinely read through every page. The test is quite easy. It was easy for me because I studied. If you don't study, then it's difficult. So yeah. And I will also like to show you the receipt that I received after doing a payment, which is this one, $630. And that's how it looks like. So yeah, let's recap quickly before I end this video. The most important part is you will like to see the physical presence calculator and check your physical presence in Canada. It should be 1,095 days. The link for the physical presence calculator is in my video, so you can click on it and check have you spent 1,095 days or not. The second thing is the eligibility. So you guys need to check if you have all the documents, if you are over 18 years of age, language proficiency, your current status. If you're a PR, you should have a copy of the PR, address proof, driver's license in my case. That is it. And then the last one is application, where you guys will create an online account. The link would be in my video. Create an account, fill in your application. The example I have actually shown on the video, so you guys can go back and check how does the application look like. You guys need to fill in lots of information. That's the most consuming part of this whole process. And at the last, you will get a link once the immigration will acknowledge your receipt and acknowledge your application, that you are ready to take a test. Once you get that email, that email will have a link to appear for the test, and you will have 1 month. Once you appear for the test, you guys have to just wait for the oath ceremony, which can be in person or virtual. If anyone has any question, just drop those questions on the comment box and I'll be happy to reply you. So if this video was very helpful, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family who are in the process or who are about to fill in their application. And congratulations to everyone who actually are at least know that they are ready to roll in after seeing their 1,095 days spent in Canada. Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you soon in the next video.